What is up, everyone? And yep, the ban list has dropped. Apparently, I don't really know what's on the ban list. Just from like I saw a glimpse of it, didn't really see what cards. Just that I think there was a lot of cards. But am I going to be disappointed? Probably. Konami's recent ban list approach, I haven't really been too big of a fan on. You know, the massacring extra deck monsters doesn't really solve the problem, at least for me, because I like playing, I don't know, a Dolce, for example. But if you get rid of all the good generic monsters, what's Dolce gonna make? Nothing, exactly. I like having at least some generic stuff to end on, unless Konami's gonna, give every single archetype support a Baron de Four Appaloosa like boss monster, which we all know they're not gonna do. Either ways, as long as they unban a lot of cool stuff, I'll probably be happy. As long as one of those things is wind up carries and May, which why has that thing not been unbanned? Why? I don't really see what they're so afraid of. Wind up hand loop. Okay, that's not even gonna work. So as you see right here, I have the YCS Day 2 right here, which I think they reveal it on here rather than trying to look at it on Twitter, which in my opinion is really annoying. I hate Twitter reactions. So this is sort of what we're gonna do. So let's just see.
Wow. Finally got a stable connection. Congratulations to our newest YCS winner.
So it looks like this is going to be the ban list.
Happens to be the final YCS winner of the current advanced format. The new advanced format starts on April 7th. And I have the next Forbidden Unlimited's cards list right here. So, I've been trying to tell you all weekend about the new Forbidden Unlimited's card list. And there's a lot to go over, so lock in. First,
I guess there's that.
Following cards are now unlimited.
Okay, so we're starting with the unlimited, so let's see.
Cyberjaw.
Cyberjar! Wait, what was Cyberjar at? Wasn't that... No, Fiber was the one that was banned. Cyberjar. Or was that at 1? Trying to think of what, jar that is. Oh, okay, the original Cyberjar. So that's going from 2 to 3. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I wasn't doing anything at that too, sure. Hopefully that means the 2 dangers are back at 3. Danger full power.
Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsuchinoko.
Let's go! Full power dangers. Oh, and I'm actually very happy for that. I really enjoy that. And my camera's dying because of course it is. So yeah, Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsuchinoko. Honestly, I'm very happy for that because Dangerous is a lot of fun. It's a fun engine, and I guess the one thing I'm hoping for is that none of the bands sort of interfere with the decks that I already recorded. I don't think it should too much, unless me and my Muse unbanned because I did record a Pink Kid's deck profile. I guess that's one I would be fine with being ruined, as long as it's not for the worst. But so far, not too surprising.
Ava.
Ava to 3, sure. Drycon's doing nothing.
Formapal Monkey Board.
Sure. Okay, so this is everything that's going to 3. Lightning Storm still at 2 for some reason. And Pearlies. Okay. So Lightning Storm, purely a sleepy and delicious memory, as well as Runic Fountain, will remain at 2. Okay. Nothing I hate about this, I'm fine with all those. They're doing nothing, so I guess we're moving on to the semi-limited.
Next, the following cards are now semi-limited. There's a number of them moving in both directions, So let's start with the cards moving from limited. They are
So from limited to semi-limited. Okay.
Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and
Black Dragon Collapser and Wyver Buster. That is actually very interesting. Also very surprising. Because trust me, Black Dragon Collapser and Wyver Buster, those cards are still powerful. But they could also be doing that because of the new Dragon Rollers, in which case, oh boy. Tier 0, Tier 1 Dragon Rollers all over again. But I would not be opposed to that. You know, I like that. A lot of potential for those cards. So yeah,
White Dragon Wyver Burster,
I'm happy with that.
Morphing Jar,
Morphing Jar. That's actually interesting. I think would that change the crawler profile? I'm not really too sure, but you know, I'm down for that.
Unchained Soul of Shivara,
Shavaro going to 2. I'm happy with that. I do like Unchained. I feel like it getting limited wasn't really a good thing. Snake Eye Ash and Podwer? Really? Okay, let's just bring a deck people recently hated back. Okay, personally, I think those should still stay at 1. Because Snake Eye is still a little too recent.
The rest of the semi-limited cards were previously unlimited.
So they're limiting 2 more cards. Or they're limiting more cards. Malice and Ryziel maybe? Because they're not going to limit any Malice and Ryziel cards. Let's be honest. It's Konami.
And they are X Ryziel,
X Ryziel?
Ice Ryziel,
And Sword Ryziel?
Sword Ryziel,
So all the main
Malice
Ryziels.
P. Dormouse, Malice P. White Rabbit, and Malice and Underground.
That's a lot, actually. Is this really going to do anything to Ryziel and Malice? I don't really think so, but this is an interesting approach, trying to use the semi-limited list a little bit more to kind of like, basically like you're taking 3 cards away from each of Ryziel and Malice. I still think they're going to be the best deck. I don't think much has changed in that, but it's interesting. So I don't think we're going to have any more Malice or Ryziel hits in this list. Well, they might ban like a boss monster or something, but I don't see anything else getting
Limited cards.
in Archetype Limited.
3 cards have been moved from Forbidden to Limited. You may have seen a couple of these in the Quarter Century Stampede unboxings a couple days ago.
Was Norton one of them?
I would highly recommend that you go check those out right after this. The returning cards are Mathmech Circular,
Okay, I'm down for that. I probably still won't play Mathmech just because I don't like the name. But sure, Circulator 2-1. That's fine. Didn't need to be banned.
Brilliant Fusion,
Brilliant Fusion. That is interesting.
and Masterpiece.
Yes, let's go! Oh, Masterpiece! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Oh, finally, Masterpiece is unbanned. Okay, I am very excited for that because I like Masterpiece. Well, I like True Draco more so. And True Draco is a favorite deck of mine, but I never really got to play with Masterpiece because it was banned before I really started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And it can go back to 3. It'll be just fine. So obviously this means that so these are the only cards being unbanned, which I wish they were unbanning more. Because let's be real, there's so many cards on this list that don't need to be banned, and this is one of my biggest problems with the game. You have so many banned cards. Like 70% of the cards that are banned don't need to be banned. Does Memory you need to be banned? No. Does Black Dragon need to be banned? No. Does Nightmare Goblin need to be banned? No. What about Zen Mighty? Nope. So many cards that don't really need to be banned. So I guess everything else is going to be stuff that is either getting newly limited or newly banned, which I'm not going to probably be too happy with this section. So,
The true Draco Slaying King. The rest
but
of the
I am
newly
happy for
limited cards
Masterpiece.
were previously unlimited, and they are Distilled Druid Swarms,
Root Swarm to 1. Okay.
Ryzeal Detonate,
Okay, so nope. They're just flat out hitting Ryzeal. So, if Detonator is going to 1, for Malice, are they bringing... Like, I noticed they hit 2 of the Malice monsters. One of them they didn't hit, so it's one of them going to 1.
Bonfire,
Whatever.
Crossout Designator,
Really? Really? I really hate that because I really think, it's nice having cross out. Sure, make more reasons why I don't want to play this game.
Triple Tactics Talent,
Why? More economies, really stupid decisions.
and Dimension Shifter.
Well, we're hitting Dimension Shifter in a format that doesn't care about Dimension Shifter. Bravo. You solved absolutely nothing. Outside of the cards coming off the list, I think the rest of this is just garbage, in my opinion. Personally, Dimension Shifter, I can understand why people want that at 1 or ban, But Crossout Talents? If you're going to ban any of them, ban Thrust. Like, Talents is not a problem. You could argue Thrust is a problem. Still, it's kind of stupid, but whatever.
Finally, there are 4 newly forbidden cards in the next
I'm going to be upset with each and every one of these.
advanced format, and they
I haven't seen any of them, but I know I will be upset.
are Nightmare Griffin,
Griffin is now dead. It's whatever, I can understand Griffin getting banned. It's probably like the last, I guess, like, good floodgate.
Link Decoder,
What? Why? Banning Link Coder doesn't do anything. Like, it's not a degenerate card. Once again, Konami has no idea what they're doing. Since when did they?
Abyss Dweller,
Sure.
and Bahamut Shark.
Griffin, I can understand. Dweller, I don't like, but I can also understand. Why the hell are you banning Bahamut Shark? Of course, you can't have a good list. without them doing something completely stupid. Is this going to make me want to get back into the game? Absolutely not. Like, understandable. Griffin, it was a floodgate. I can understand that having to go. Dweller, lingering effects, I can understand that. But Dakota and Bahamut Shark, what crime did they commit? Bahamut Shark summoning totally awesome. What's your problem, Konami, with totally awesome? Do you guys hate frogs that much? Because apparently. The thing is, Shark is pretty balanced. It's locked to water. The main reason why I hate the banning of Shark so much is because one of my other favorite decks that I do like playing a lot is Marincess. And Shark Totally Awesome is a play in that deck. This kind of list honestly just pushes me further away from Yu-Gi-Oh! This list is garbage. And I am going to be mad about Bahamut Shark for a while. Does this change any of my lists? I don't really think so. Maybe Abyss Dweller. Or Talents. That might have been in a couple. But honestly, this list is just more of Konami making very unsmart decisions because they're not a smart company. Let's face it. Konami is not a smart company. They do not understand basic business. And this is a problem I notice with a lot of companies nowadays, to where basically they look at their consumers and tell them to do whatever you want because they could care less. When it's those consumers who buy your product. Okay, like, so what does this list get me excited for? What is the benefit of this list? Is this getting me excited for anything? No. Are we getting new True Draco cards? No. Are we getting new Mathmech cards? No. It's not really a good list. That's going to be all for this reaction. And yeah, bye.